Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You guys seem to have liked the last wig making video. I did make a frontal, so this time I will be making a closure. I have made a video like this before, but yeah, I'm just going to be doing an updated one. So we're going to start out using this cap, alright? So this cap looks a little different, a lot of different from the cap that I use, caps that I use normally. Normally I use a dome cap. I do plan on doing like a full review like on this cap because I have been working with it a lot. And I plan on just giving you guys a rundown on the experience that I've had with this cap, and it is not very talked about in these YouTube streets. So this is the cap right here. It is $3.99, a little bit more expensive than the cap that I normally use, but so far I've been having a pretty okay experience with it. But like I said, I'm going to try it out a little bit more and bring you all back my feedback, basically. So this is what the cap looks like. It is big head friendly, alright? So I'm going to start with my closure. Alright, so this is my closure. I just pinned it up so the hair can be out of the way, and I did bleach the knots and everything like that. So here's a key tip when you are making a closure unit. When you go to lay your closure, what you want to do is you want to make sure, let me show y'all. You want to make sure that you lay your closure a little bit above the line. If you had a full dome cap, it'd be fine too, okay? I'll kind of show you on the side. Let's just say you just have a full dome cap. Forget about that lace. You're going to lay your closure a little bit above where your dome cap ends, okay? A little bit above the edge. And it's going to leave like just a little flap once you sew it down like that. And what that does is it just makes it a little bit more seamless, okay? Makes it a little bit more seamless, and I find that the wig fits a little bit better when you lay it a little bit above that cap, alright? So, yeah, that's just a little tip. You don't have to do it, of course, but just a tip. So, we're going to take things one step at a time. I also am going to be showing you guys how to make your wigs a little bit faster, okay? It's going to take a little practice, but once you get it down, you'll be great at it. So all I'm going to do is go ahead and tack this cap down, and then I will be back. I'm going to go ahead and sew this closure down, but before I sew it down, I just want to show you guys the back of it, okay? For people who aren't familiar, all right? You see this thick lining right here that is great. Some closures do not come with that thick lining. That thick lining is where you're going to sew, okay? It really does provide a lot of security. It makes sure like your closure or front or anything like that doesn't rip. It's just a little bit extra security, okay? So I'm just going to sew right along this thick base. Don't go all in here and sew. Just sew along that thick base, okay? And once I do that, I'll come back and show you guys, alright? Alright, so here we go. The closure is tacked down, well, sewed all the way down. Let me show you guys what I was talking about leaving a flap. So like I said, you guys see that right here. Let me turn it so you guys can see, and I will zoom in. Zoom in a little bit. Okay. So here you guys see I left a little room right there, and it's on each side so the closure could kind of lay over the cap just a little bit, okay? So let me show you guys the stitching. So you're just going to do a nice even stitch all the way around the closure, alright? And that's pretty much what I did, and now the closure is tacked down. So let me show you guys, alright? Because I'm going to explain this part and it's going to be redundant, alright? So my first track, some people ask whether you lay it on the band or not. Yes, you're definitely going to lay the first track on the band, alright? So I laid the first track right along the band. As you guys can see, I've already tacked it down. So with that being said, you're not going to sew through the elastic, alright? I explained this in my frontal making video. There is fabric here, as you guys can see. I will try to zoom in. Okay. So, as you guys can see, there is fabric right here, okay? underneath the fabric, there is a thick elastic. You guys can't tell because it's under there, but I just let the elastic go. All right, there's a thick elastic there, and then there is the band. When you sew your wig, you only grab the cap. You only grab the cap. You don't grab the elastic, okay? If you grab the elastic that's inside, that is going to take all of your stretch away from the cap, which could result in the cap being too small and not fitting, no matter how big of the cap you use, okay? People need to understand that when you make a wig, it's going to form to not only your head, whatever size head you use, your cap will form to that, and also the head size of your mannequin, the size of your cap, and also when you sew. All that takes into consideration, okay? So I'm only going to grab the fabric when I sew. So when I go in with my needle, and I'm just using just this regular little clothespin to show you guys. When I go in with my needle, I'm going to grab the fabric, as you guys can see, grab the fabric, and I'm going to just go underneath my track and just sew regularly. Only grabbing the fabric, do not grab the elastic. This is going to take a little bit of practice to do because we're so used to it. You're going to be so in the mood and in the gist of just sewing, but you have to be really careful. Now, when you get up here, there's no elastic here. Sew as you wish. Just sew. But when you get to the elastic, be careful, especially on your sides, okay? Same thing on the sides. When you get to the sides, be careful. Only pull the fabric. Okay, but when you get right here, sew as you wish. But on the sides, and when you first start the track, that is exactly how you're going to do. You're going to go back, forth, back and forth, making sure not to sew on the elastic. Very, very, very important tip. Now, before I go ahead and sew, let me show you guys how I actually... Let me zoom you out. Let me show you guys how I actually make my wigs go a little bit faster when I make them. Now, some people are asking me what I meant when I said I double the tracks. So, here it is right here. I take a full bundle and I just fold it in half and I double them as I sew. Be very careful with this method. It's going to take some getting used to because of the simple fact, this is already a double track. You are not going to lay your track right on top of the other one, okay? This is going to cause bulkiness and tangling, all right? You never want to do that. Girls get wigs made all the time. They're like, oh, it's tangling in a nape. A lot of times it's not the hair company. It's the way the wig was made or your hair was sewn in. You never want to sit this right on top, even if you're doing single width. You want to leave about a finger width apart of space in between your tracks, okay? And you can use, or even 2 finger widths apart, all right? But be careful because you don't want to lay them too close, and then next thing you know, you're running out of hair with 3 bundles. And some people can even run out of hair with 4 bundles if they lay these tracks too close together. So give yourself some space so you can have enough to fill the entire head. So I'm going to go ahead, and now that I've explained that part, I just do a basic sew method. I'm going to go ahead and sew up and then show you guys how I do it when I get to the closure. How do I close all of this up, okay? All right, see you when I get up there. Alright, so guys, I am up to the top, and so up to the top, you want to kind of space your tracks out. You don't have to space them out as much as I did, but you want to space them out so that it can be flat at the top and it won't be as bulky. So when I get to the top, I actually cut my tracks instead of doing the flip over method, okay? So yeah, I just left a lot of space because I like the super flat look. Like I said, you don't have to leave that much space, but I'm going to show you guys how I place the last track. So the only thing that I've been doing is going back and forth, okay? Just a redundant step. So now, a lot of people ask about this last track. You're going to sew this track like right on the edges of the closure. Like there's the edge of the closure, and that's where you want to sew that last track right there. And you want to make sure you do a nice good stitch so that when the hair lays over it, it can lay flat, okay? And I'm just going to go all the way around. As you can see, I'm just going to go all the way around. to that side. All right, and that is, let's see, and that is pretty much it, and then we'll be done with the wig. All right, guys, so as you guys can see, I just did a consistent stitch all the way around, and it just goes around. Okay, I did tell you guys that I did space the tracks out, so if you guys see those, see that, that's what I did. So anyways, the next step is I'm going to show you guys how to cut off the cap underneath. Sorry, I'm going to show you guys how to cut off the cap underneath, and also cut this extra lace off and style this wig. So just stay tuned.